Hello, my friends. Oh my gosh, what an honor it is to be here in your group doing this training. I'm like super stoked. So, okay, I'm going to be sharing my screen and I'm going to be showing you some unbelievable tips that you can implement literally like today to start building a brand that's not only getting you attention, but you use that attention for good, right? You're able to impact lives with that attention. You're able to sell more of your products with that attention. You're able to create additional income streams with that attention. These are all things that I did from my online brand and still continue to do today. And I'm just so passionate about showing people how anybody can do this if you just stick to it and you're consistent and you level up your branding. You level up the way that you show up online. So just to give you my quick backstory, my name is Michelle Cunningham. I was a former network marketer. So I was in network marketing for 17 years and up until about 2 years ago. And while I was with that company, I was with one company the entire time. I'm pretty loyal. And I had an awesome ride, right? The first 6 years I failed. I was really bad because I was like too nervous and too shy to tell anyone I was involved. So that's how I started. But then at 29, I was like, you know what? I got to make this work. Like I was fed up enough with my corporate job and I'm like, I got to make a change. And so I went online, found a lady that worked for the same company. And I'm like, hi, you don't know me from Adam. I know I'm not on your team, but you like live here locally. Can you show me what to do? And so this lady showed me the ropes and believed in me. And 6 months after meeting her, I went from being a team of me, 0, and having like 1 or 2 customers to having a team of 50 and having hundreds of customers. It all changed in a matter of a few months. And so because I had been stuck for 6 years, I made a promise that if I ever got unstuck and if I ever figured out this industry, I wouldn't keep it a secret. I would tell everybody. I would tell them exactly how I did it because that was my biggest frustration in going to company events. I'd go to these events and they're like, you can do it. You can do it. And I'm like, do what? Like, what are we? I just want to be successful like you, lady, but I don't know what you're doing. So if you can tell me what you say on a daily basis, show me the conversations you're having, you show me the strategy, I can do it. I just need someone to show me what to do. And so that became my mission to show people what to do. And so I started a YouTube channel. This is about 7 years ago. And I just started sharing and I'll take you on a little field trip. I think field trips are way more fun. So let's go. We're going on a field trip. So anyway, this is my YouTube channel, right? That I started. And if we look back when I started, we sort by date added oldest. 7 years ago, you can see I loaded up my first YouTube video, right? Not really knowing how to do a YouTube video, not really thinking I can do this, but whatever. I do it anyway. Do it anyway, girl. I actually wrote a book called that. That's part of the story. But anyway, so I start to post these videos. And over time, they get views and more views and more views. And people are thanking me for the information. I was like, whoa, this is insane. Like I couldn't believe that what I was sharing was actually helping people. But I was like, dude, that's amazing. Now, what I didn't anticipate and what started to happen from this was that by having that channel and playing and having these videos, people started to then ask me if they could join my team. Like they started to get to know me. They got to know my personality. They got to decide like, I like this girl, right? I want to join her team. And I was like, to me, it was so crazy. So I started to generate new people joining my team. I started to generate new business. And then all the other doors started to open where I got a call from a CEO of a company asking me to come speak for their direct sales company because they loved my training so much. But none of that would have happened. Those new reps wouldn't have joined my team. The new customers wouldn't have come. The CEO wouldn't have called. The doors opening wouldn't have happened had I not decided to step into my greatness and build an online brand. And so I'm going to talk to you today about what components of an online brand you need. I didn't set out to necessarily make an online brand. I set out to go and help people, just like to share what I was knowing and what I knew, right? Share what I was knowing. Share what I was knowing. Share what I knew with other people. And I'll say this one thing to you that you can write down because it's so important for you to know is that you are perfectly positioned to train the people who have not achieved what you have achieved. I'll say it again. You are perfectly positioned to train the people who have not achieved what you have achieved. And so, great example of this is my son is 10 years old and he's like, "Mom, I think I'm going to start a Roblox training program. I'm going to teach 8-year-olds." And I was like, "You know what? That's a great idea. You're right. 8-year-olds don't know what a 10-year-old knows." So like just think of it like in that very simple way. You can help people that haven't achieved what you've achieved. And so when I was sharing what I thought was very simple information, while I was sharing that, it was changing people's lives and they were thanking me for it. And then they were building a relationship with me like through my videos. And they were like, "Whoa, I kind of like you." I'm like, "Whoa, no way. I like you too." And honestly, anyone I've ever met from my online community, like that has messaged me or we've been in a chat together, we're like aligned. Like your online brand brings you the most amazing people ever. Let's go through this workbook, and I'm going to give you this workbook so you have it. So I'm going to share with you 5 steps to a beautiful online brand. What then happened for me from this online brand, I got a call. A guy asked me if I could come speak. He was not a guy. He was a CEO. And I was like, dude, I never had talked to a CEO, even when I worked for a company. So the fact the CEO was calling me and like begging me to come speak, I was like, you better stop it. This is so cool. So he said, bring along your training program. And I didn't have one. So that weekend I filmed audio. I audio recorded these CDs. These were my first digital product. I brought these along, got them printed, and I brought them along and I sold them at the event, and people bought them and I made a profit. And I was like, oh my gosh, people will pay for my thoughts. Like I couldn't even imagine it. Right. And then that went on to becoming a course creation business. Today, I'm 100% a digital course creator. And my last year in network marketing, my network marketing business was making me $100,000 a year. And my online course creation business at that time was making me $600,000 a year. And I sat down with my husband. He's like, why are you doing both still? I'm like, I don't know. I really like just making courses and helping people. Like, I love it so much. He's like, well, why don't you do that? I'm like, well, because that wasn't what I was going to do. I was going to just do the network marketing thing. He's like, I know, but think about this. Think about this. It takes like very little time. You're impacting a ton of lives. It's like your next level and you're making more money. Like what? And I was like, you're right. So that's the direction I decided to go. And since then I've generated multiple 7 figures, which is so crazy to think about, but just by sharing my knowledge online. And I share that with you, not to impress you, but to impress upon you that you can do that too. If you know something that can impact lives and help other people, and you have a computer or a phone and you can film, you could literally change people's lives. So I'm going to share with you the steps to start your online brand, because when you start an online brand, doors start to open. And in addition to that, your confidence starts to go up. It's not the opposite. It's not the opposite. People are like, I'm just going to wait till I'm confident to start my brand. I'm like, nope, sorry, it doesn't work that way. You go and you feel the fear and you do it anyway. You make these videos, you put yourself out there, and guess what starts to happen? Opportunities start to come and compliments start to come and comments. People say they love you and you're so helpful and they love your information. And then your confidence starts to build from that. And you start to believe like, wow, maybe I am called for more. So you might say, I don't think I can build a brand. I'm like, nope, you don't have to think you can. You just have to do it. Start serving, start loving on your target audience, and the rest will start to happen, like the good stuff. Okay, so I have this workbook for you. We will give this to you today. So 5 steps to a beautiful online brand that attracts more business organically. Okay, so step 1, create your brand board. And I would say before you create a brand board, you want to kind of know this one simple thing. You can write this down. Who do you help? And what do you help them with? Who do you help and what do you help them with? That is a super duper important question. Who do you help and what do you help them with? Because that will dictate everything that you put out there into the world. When I first started, I was like, I don't know. I'm going to help people I'm going to help them organize. Because I watched a girl named Alejandra Costella, and she had an organized home, and I watched her videos and I was like, oh my gosh, she just organizes. I don't really like organizing, but I could organize. So I start this channel on YouTube, and I'm going to be an organizing guru. And then I realized like 6 videos in, I actually hate organizing. So then I realized that was stupid. I got to take you on a field trip though. It's just for comedic relief. Oh, it's so fantastic. These are my first videos ever created. I was going to be an organizing guru. Please hold. I'm going to show you. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, that is so ridiculous. It was. Yeah, you're right. This is my first channel. Now, let's talk about this. I didn't know how to make the banner fit, so it's just my nose. Here you go. I have a nose, okay? The words got cut off. Why? Because I couldn't fit the banner. I couldn't figure out what I was doing. Didn't matter. I still got a ton of views. I got quite a few views on these videos. My stupidest video I ever filmed was this one. 3,000 people watched this. They actually liked it.
Kids come and grab their candy.
This is so stupid. Let me show you why this is stupid.
I created.
All right. How cool is this? How cool is this? I took a basket and I put orange and black tissue paper, and I made it into a Halloween basket. And this is so versatile because do you know what? At Christmas, you can make it red and green. And at Hanukkah, you can make it blue and white. Easter, do some pastels. This is a very versatile basket. This is my idea. You can't even believe this, but 19 people actually thought that was a good idea. And this video should give you hope. Go look it up. Simple Halloween basket. Go look it up. This should give you hope here's an example of like, that's a pretty, well, some of you might say that's a great idea. No, it's kind of dumb. If we're being honest, it's kind of a dumb idea. But I made a video about it and I put it out there. But someone who would never thought to do that, right? You're perfectly positioned to train to people who have not achieved what you've achieved again. Somebody had not thought to take a basket and put tissue paper in it. And they thought that was a good idea. So like, just think about this. All you have to do is have the audacity to put the video out there and start training people. And guess what'll start to happen? From this channel, I started to notice what people liked. They didn't want their organized their cookbooks in a rainbow. I thought this was genius, by the way. Well, they didn't really care. 5,000 people like to organize their ribbons. 200 people wanted to watch cookbooks, right? So I started to realize, okay, there's certain things they really like or that they're searching for on Google that's popping them into YouTube that they're finding, right? So I started to notice a pattern. But in noticing this pattern, I was like, I actually hate organizing. This is so much not fun. Like, this was the worst video.
Why try to sell
Let me show you. Hold on, we got to skip the ad.
family and friends or
Please
random
hold.
strangers online or spend thousands of dollars?
Skip. Okay. Okay. I organized this. Now, I was very proud of this. Do you know how painful this was to do? I did not enjoy any second of this. But once I was done, everything had its little house and it was very organized. And I followed an idea from Alejandra. And then this is going to be my brand. She is organized. But after I got done filming this, I was so exhausted. I'm like, I hate organizing. I really hate organizing. And I really hate filming about it. I'm like, I don't think I can do this much longer. And I share this story with you because that would mean in the process, you've picked the wrong brand. Okay. So if you ever have felt that way, that's okay. You just say, this is a wrong thing. I don't enjoy talking about this. So it was wrong for me, but that's okay. I learned in the process that, oh, people watch my videos. Okay, good. People actually have liked them. Okay, good. I got a few comments. Okay, good. I guess I'm good at this. Okay, good. And now I got to find something I actually really like talking about, which is like, at the time I was an introvert succeeding in network marketing after failing for 6 years. And I'm like, I feel like there might be a story there. There might be something I could help people with. So finding your niche, figuring out who you want to help and what do you want to help them with is important. But if you screw up in the process, that's fantastic because now you have a story you can share with your audience. Like, here's how I started. Here's how I started. Do you know how much I paid for this logo? Oh, God knows. I mean, I just was doing crazy things. I paid way too much for that. It was probably hundreds of dollars. Now I know you go to Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com and get a logo for $5. Or you make one on Canva for free. We've come a long way. I've learned a lot. I could make that in Canva now, but 2014, Canva wasn't around. It was a different game back then. Okay. So anyway, some of you are like, you know what? I'm going to be an organizing guru. Go for it. There is a market for it. You might say someone else is already doing it. Nope. That means go for it. There's a market for it. You might say there's other videos that have views about it. Yep. Great. That means there's evidence. I would be very concerned if you said to me, I'm going to start this new topic that absolutely no one talks about and there's like no searches for and like no one's looking for it. I'm like, yeah, it's a really bad idea. Why don't you find something that there's a lot of people doing that like seems to be very successful and just be the best at it? Or do it in your own spunky, quirky way, right? Like the other network marketing coaches that are out there might not be as like, well, I'm a little weird. They're not as weird as me. You know, they're like a very more like buttoned up and a little more professional. And I'm like, not. I'm like, I just want to have fun. I just want to make money and have fun. Like show people how to have funny and fun and money and funny and money. Okay. I just want to be a little weird about it. Right. So you can be you. And that's what's so cool about it. And your tribe will follow you. They'll love you, which is kind of awesome. Right. All right. Field trip. We're going on a new field trip. We're going back to my workbook. Okay. Here we are. This is pretty, isn't it? And if you're like, gosh, if only I could have that, what you designed there and I could just use it as my own. Oh, don't you worry, my friend. I'm going to give this to you. I give you everything. I'm like, I probably give away too much, but I'm just like nice. Anyway, okay. So step number 1, you're going to create a brand board. So a brand board is like your glossary of all of the elements like that you want your brand to look like. When I first started, I did not know about a brand board. So my colors were all of the rainbow colors. Oh, so bad. Like when I went to go get my photos done for my brand, I wore purple and aqua. Do you know what my brand colors eventually ended up being? Light pink and white. So like all those photos, I was wearing the wrong colors, like, which is an important part of it. When you get your headshots done, think about your brand colors. So it helps to start with your brand colors, right? So if you have a designer to create something for you, like it's helpful when you have a designer create something for you. You can just send them your brand board to go off of. That's what's like great because you send them this. Now they can like work within like your brand colors, right? So I use 2 fonts. These are my 2 favorite. Moontime and Montserrat Extra Light. Those are like my 2 main ones that I use. And then these are my colors that I use. And it's pretty simple. Pink, darker pink, and whites, and grays, and blacks. Okay, so this right here, if you click on this, this will open up the brand board, and you can actually use this template, edit it, and make it your own. So I'm going to show you how to do this. So like for this, like if you want to change this to your color, what you do is I got this very cool little, it's called a Google Chrome extension. It's called Colorzilla. So go to Google, look up Colorzilla, and download this, okay? Then you get this little dude, and let's say you want to make this color, like, okay, let's say you go to a different website and you find, I'm going to just go look up feminine brand colors. I'm on a different screen. You might not see it right now. Okay, so I'm going to find feminine brand colors. Let me just take a quick screenshot and I'll pull them in for you guys. So save image as, so just go to Google, right? So now I'm going to bring them right back into my graphic here. I'm going to upload that image I just took. Okay, so this, pretend these are the colors I want to roll with. Do you see them over here? I just pulled them in. Now, whoops, I just like dropped them in the background there. Okay, so see over here, I'm going to squish this down. Let's say these are my favorite colors of all time. So what you're going to do is you're going to click this box. Now, you can take the Colorzilla, pick color from page, and you can hover over it. But sometimes it's a little acts up a little bit in Canva because Canva has their own version of it. So let me show you this. Click this box. This is a better way to do it. Click plus, and they have their own dropper. They didn't used to have a dropper, so I used to have to do it that other way. So let's say you want this color. You click it. Now your box becomes that color. This is the color code for it. See that? So you just copy that and then just change this out. There's your color code. So you can make these your brand colors, and with the color codes, any good designer will be able to find the color codes because they use Colorzilla to hover. They hover over and then they're able to find it. Anyway, so, and then you can change out any of these images. So if you're like, oh man, I really want to put, this photo of myself, you can just pull your photo in. Then you double click it, move it down a little bit, and you put that photo there. Or maybe there's some inspiration that you find, like maybe you go into photos here and you look up pink office because you love like pink office stuff and you pull in these photos. So you can like change up everything to kind of be like your representative of your brand. Okay, so that's how you can play with that. When you're done, you hit share, download, and you can make it a PNG. Then hit download on it. If you have Canva Pro for $12 a month, you can download it higher quality. If you don't, you can only download it lower quality. And you want to make sure that you use graphics that are free. So when you sort for graphics, search for free graphics, not the paid ones. In addition, if you have a certain color that you really like this one, for example, copy. What you can do is you can add it right here, hit apply, and now we can search for photos that are in this color. Isn't that cool? See this pink? All these I can search in this color. That's pretty cool. So you can pull stuff in. So fun. Okay. So anyway, that's how you put together your brand board. All right. So that's step number 1. And I gave you the link to that. And if this document that you're watching, you're like, whoa, where can I find this? We will post it in the comments below this video. So right in the comments below, we will get it posted for you so you can access all of this amazingness. Okay. You can also scan that QR code right now to access it. It'll pull it into your Canva account and keep it there forever. All right. Step number 2 of a good brand. We need a good headshot. All right. So when you get your headshot taken, here's some things to remember. Show your entire shoulders and your hands. This photo, if my head is cut off, we cannot use that in a graphic. Like if we want to design a really neat graphic and your head is cut off, we can't put you in our graphic, right? Like I've just asked some influencers to be a part of an upcoming course I have, and some of them don't have a good headshot. It's an instant credibility killer. Instant. Like almost to the point where like, yikes, can't put them on the main graphic. It's going to mess it up because they don't have a good photo. So like do yourself that's the one most important thing you can do is get a great headshot done. If you're like, I don't have a budget for that, the camera on the back of your phone is the most amazing camera ever. Take a day where you get all dolled up, put on some makeup, have a few different outfits in your brand colors, or at least white so that they match just about anything, and get some photos taken. And you can see some examples here of some good headshots, right? This was a pain to take these. Oh my gosh, this is so much work. I had to get all ready, do my hair all perfect. It was a lot of work, right? But it's one day of your life to have photos that you can use forever. I've used those same photos for like 6 years, like over and over and over again. Okay. So make sure you don't cut off your arms and your shoulders. Make sure your head's not cut off. And because it won't look as professional and you lose credibility. Any of us can have a good headshot. You might say, well, I don't look like you. No, it's not like that. Anybody can have a good headshot. You just take some time to get some good headshots done. This day, I actually forgot to bring pants, so I'm wearing leggings. I messed that up. So now I just crop this when we send it to people. It's fine. It's just fine. Keep your brand colors in mind when you go get your photos. You don't want to have pinks and grays and whites, but you're wearing dark blue or green. So will help everything look cohesive. So this is when I finally caught on to like, oh, right, my brand is like light pastel pink. Then these photos were done in those colors. Okay, so those are examples. Step 3, now your Facebook banner is another place that you can work on your branding if you are on Facebook. It's a huge part of my business is Facebook. So think about your Facebook business page or your profile. It should be professional. So your banner is what makes you show up and be seen as an authority. So like when someone sees my banner, like that's what they're figuring out. Like, what do I do? Now, if you sell for a direct sales company and your banner is all about your company products and everything, sometimes people will avoid you because they think you're just going to sell them your company products. It is better to build a brand around you than around your company products. I'll say it again, it's better to build a brand around you than around your company products. So on my profile, when I worked for the company I was with, initially I was company girl, company products, company everything. Then I changed it to being Michelle Cunningham, the network marketing trainer, the person that helps and serves. When I would have conversations with people, people didn't ignore me anymore because they were intrigued and they were like honored that I had messaged them. But when I was the other version of me, which was the company rep girl, I did not get the same attention. I did not get the same responses, and it was incredibly harder. And so if you want to get more attention and you want people to pay attention to you, you want to have stronger conversations and be kind of a person of interest, you want to build a brand first. Your brand is the most important thing. You are the brand. And then 20% of what you do is like you sell this network marketing product, right? And then maybe over here, you also have like a life with your kids and your family. And then over here, you might maybe do some affiliate. You might have this opportunity over here. And maybe in the beginning, like for me in the beginning, I was just all network marketing. That was like all I did. And so that's totally fine. But let you be the brand. And maybe you do some training that helps people over here. And a portion of your brand is the network marketing piece of it. Right. And I share that because it'll make your life so much easier. When I started my YouTube videos, people started to reach out to me and ask to join my team. I was like, what? This is crazy. At the height of it, 5 people a month would find me online and ask to join my team and join my team. 5 people a month. In addition to what I was doing in person, I was recruiting like crazy there. And my team grew exponentially because of that. I had one girl find me online, one of many. She added 700 people to my downline. She found me online. Like, that's fantastic. That should be a good reason for everyone to have their own brand. Okay. So next up, when you do your banner, you can put this little click here thing. And when people click on it, it'll lead them to something. And I'm going to share about this in a second. I actually have a branding challenge that's coming up that's going to be this like times 100, like so amazing. But so when people click on this, because they're curious, like, whoa, what is this? Then there's a link here for them to register for it, right? So think about what could you put a link for? They could register for an upcoming live that you have. They could register for an upcoming training on how to make money from home that you have. They register for a training that you show them how to do their makeup perfectly. Whatever might be related to whatever you sell. Or maybe your brand is completely separate. Maybe you're a mom that gets your kids to bed on time every night, and you are having a training about how to get your kids to bed by 8 every night so you can have peace and harmony in your life. I'll show up to that training, right? So, but you have your training that's around your brand, whatever that might be. And this profile, like that can bring traffic to all of your different things, right? So I lead people from my profile to chances to work with me. Sometimes it's to register for an upcoming thing I have. Sometimes it's to get on my email list to grab a freebie thing that I have. And it's so imperative. That's a huge one to write down is build an email list from your online followers so that you can maintain communication with them off of social media just in case your social media platforms ever get shut down. In addition, all the top internet marketers today, They all have an email list. That is how you do it. You build an email list. I took a course. I paid $2,000 for the course. And the one thing I took away from that course is build an email list. Everyone who does anything successfully online has an email list of the people who follow them online. Got it. That's all I took away. $2,000. Thank you. I'll save you some money. You don't have to buy the course now. Okay. Step number 4, use a Google form. So this is a way to take people from your profile to a form that they can enter to win. They could enter to win. They could enter to be part of an upcoming live you have where you showcase your products. They could enter to sign up to come watch a training that you're going to be holding that shares all about something you do for your brand, right? So this is a way to take them off of your profile into and capture their information. So if you're leading them to a Google form, which is one place you can send them to, make sure that when they arrive, the colors match your brand colors, right? Sometimes they'll get over here and this is like purple and pink and you're like, whoa, what just happened? This is different. So keep it cohesive, right? That it flows when they get over here. In your form, remember to ask a few things. Ask questions, customize their preferences, ask for their contact information. Don't ask for their contact information first because they don't trust you at the beginning of the form. Ask for it last. Any marketing survey, it's always asked at the end what their name is and their email and their phone number, right? So enter to win a VIP spot at our upcoming event. You might have a form like this. They could enter to register to get some free samples in the mail. They could apply to work with you to join your team and make money from home. So many things, but this is a very basic thing that you can set up. So this will lead you to this form right here. You can also scan this QR code and that'll take you here. So you can see for this upcoming virtual event, like how we got people to register. So that's one way that you can send them from, a lot of people don't take their Facebook banner and use it for anything. It's just like a picture of a rainbow or their kids. I'm like, that is like the biggest piece of real estate on Facebook. So like make sure that you're driving them to something so they can register. You can get leads on autopilot. Step number 5, create a freebie, okay? So this is how we build our email list, right? So like this freebie I'm giving you right now, we're going to give this to you in exchange for your email, right? So you're going to fill it out, give your email, and then you're going to get this whole thing, which is smart because then you'll be on my email list and I can communicate with you. And what'll happen for you is you'll have people on your email list. They will get emails from you once a week with maybe a helpful tip, helpful advice. But also on those emails, what if you want to promote something? Well, you can, right? There's a lot of influencers that build an online following and never build an email list, and it is massive missed opportunity. It is massive missed opportunity. Listen to this. For every one person on your email list, you can anticipate $1 in revenue per month forever with appropriate marketing. So if you have 1,000 people on your email list, that's $1,000 a month. 5,000 people on your email list, $5,000 a month. 10,000 people on your email list, $10,000 a month. I have 50,000 people on my email list. This is inaccurate. It is 100% accurate. We sometimes do triple that. So then I don't share that again to impress you, but to impress upon you. I didn't believe it until I saw it with my own eyes that building an email list is the most important thing that you can be doing, right? So giving away a freebie like this, like something beautiful like I've created here, is awesome, right? Think about what 5 things you could teach someone about your thing, right? Who do you want to help? What do you want to help them with? And then what problems are they struggling with, right? So for me, I'm like, I work backwards. I'm like, well, people don't really know how to build a brand. Man, I'll make a guide, the 5 steps on how to build an online brand that like gets them more business. I feel like that would be helpful to people that don't know how to build a brand. So I work backwards. What's the problem? How can I solve it? Make a guide. So this guide, I've given it to you. If you're like, what? I know that was really nice of me. But anyway, I gave it to you. Click on it. That'll bring it into Canva. You can edit this, make it your own, and use it as your first freebie, right? So you set this up to a landing page where people can grab it, grab the freebie, and now they've got your freebie. And now they're on your email list, and you can continue the conversation. Okay, so those are some of my very beginner but really important tips for building a brand. I'd be curious in the comments. What did you think? Was this helpful? Okay. I also have something super cool for you. Super duper cool. So I have a new training coming up. It's called the 21-Day Branding Challenge. The 21-Day Branding Challenge comes with a 120-page virtual workbook. We're not printing and mailing it to you because this costed $70 to print, and then the branding challenge would be super duper expensive if we shipped it to you. So instead, we gave this to you virtually, and the branding challenge is coming up. Hold on, I'm trying to stop screen. Okay. This is coming up. What we're going to do is we're going to drop a link below for you to register for this branding challenge. I am going to teach you over the course of 21 days, starts April 25th. It runs every day for 15 minutes. I will give you a challenge. So if you're like, oh man, I kind of like what I learned today, but I want like next level, I will be taking you on a journey. Every day you will go through, follow the 15-minute training. It'll be live. It'll be really fun. I'll give you like, you know, not just headshot examples, but like, here's some posing examples. Like, here's some other shots you should do. Like, really like next level training on your photos and how to set up your business page, how to set up your profile, how to set up your landing page to capture emails. Like, what scripts to send to people. I don't know if you can see this with the filter I have on. My gosh, it's so white. Oh, can you see it? It's like not working. Okay, there's scripts on there. So the scripts that you can send to people to generate sales, literally this is like gold. It is how to engage with people, how to get them interacting with your post, how to message them, what to say, everything. There's QR codes, there's links, there's banners, there's everything you can imagine for building your brand. This could possibly cost $997, but it's not. There's a very incredible special discount for you guys. And so we're going to drop the link below this video and you can check it out and grab a spot. It starts April 25th. So if you're like, man, I am serious about building my brand and I want someone that knows how to do it, who's generated millions and can show me their strategy, but yet they're just a normal, regular person. I'm just a normal, regular person. I grew up incredibly poor. My mom is a single mom. I come from humble beginnings. I never thought I'd have an office that's as nice as it is. Isn't it nice? Look at the shelves go. I mean, that's a nice office right there. But you should have seen my bedroom growing up. It was a little wood room. It's pretty sad. Anyway, so we've come a long way. I don't live in a little wood room anymore. It's not like I was locked in a little wood room. It just was had wood walls. I don't know how you explain that. They're wood and they creaked. They creaked every time the heat went on. And then there were snakes in the basement. There's a lot of weird things, but I didn't know any better. But now I do. Now I'm like, this is actually better than what I grew up in. So anyway, this is the branding challenge. If you'd like a spot, comment, I would like a spot. And we will drop the link for you to be able to grab a spot. And you can join this branding challenge. So I hope you enjoyed this training. If you did, give us some likes and some hearts. And thank you for having me. I feel so honored to be here. I love you guys so much. And excited for the upcoming branding challenge. Hope you can join us. And